Hello everybody! So today I am going to be reviewing As Old as Time by Liz Braswell, which is the third book in the Twisted Tales series, although all the books are technically standalones, so you don't have to have read the other ones in order to read this one. So As Old as Time is Beauty and the Beast reimagined, but it's actually Belle's mother who is the enchantress who cursed the Beast and his castle. I'm sure everyone's pretty familiar with Beauty and the Beast, so I'm not going to explain the plot much more than that. I gave this book 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it, but I want to say right off the bat that if I was rating it from like a technical point of view, I probably would have only gave it like 2 or 3 stars. But I rate my books off of how much I enjoyed them, so I really enjoyed this one, so I gave it a higher rating. So considering this book is based off of a Disney film, it is a pretty twisted version of it. For like the first quarter to half of the book, the chapters flip back and forth between the present with Belle and then the past with her parents meeting and so on. One of my favorite things about the story was that the author took what I personally think are 2 of the most interesting characters from the film and gave them much bigger storylines, and they would be the bookseller and also the creepy asylum guy. Those 2 characters have always really interested me, but I'm pretty sure in the film they only have like 1 scene each. In this book, they served much bigger roles, so I thought that was really cool to kind of see what their lives kind of might have been like. Although the story was incredibly interesting, I thought the writing could have been a little bit better. Like, there were some times where I thought the sentences were worded like a little weirdly or could have been done a little bit better, and just like little things like that. Also, one of the things that bugged me a lot, which is probably just the fact that I'm like such a Disney fan, so I'm like really like nitpicky about all these things, is the fact that at one point of the book, the Beast is reading just fine, and in the movie he like can't even read the word "to", so how he's like reading these like big words, because back then they used like really big words in books, and he's reading just fine, it like bugged me a little bit because I feel like that was almost kind of like an important part of the story. And another thing that bugged me, which is also probably just me being such a big fan of the film, was that sometimes the characters in here would say stuff and I was just like, nah, I can't really picture them saying that like as they are in the movie. A couple times Belle was like really sarcastic, and I know sometimes in the movie with like Gaston she's a little bit more sarcastic, but in some parts of these books with like the Beast and stuff, I was just kind of like, I can't really see her saying that. Another thing I thought was worth mentioning was that it's a little bit inconclusive at the end, and I'm going to be very vague about it because it is at the end and I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it almost sort of a little bit leaves room for there to like possibly be a sequel, although I don't think there is going to be. I would love if there was one, but I don't think there is. But there's just like this little part at the very end where it's kind of like, is it going to happen or isn't it going to happen, and we never know. So that was a little bit annoying. So overall, I really enjoyed this book, although it did have some flaws. I would love to see this be turned into a movie, and because it's so like twisted, I think it would make a great Tim Burton movie, just throwing that out there. So leave me a comment down below and let me know if you've read this book and what you thought of it, or if you're interested in reading it. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!